All right, so today's video, we are watching a Plat 4 DPS on PC, playing Tracer on Numbani. And they say, hello. This game was very weird. I am somewhat new to Tracer and have been enjoying her, playing her recently, but I can't tell if I am playing her right. This is one of those games where I don't know if I am doing enough. Maybe it was because my Sojourn was popping off, but I feel like my stats did not represent my impact. Or maybe it was accurate and I just really didn't do enough. By the end of the first round, I think I was 7-3 with 5,000 damage, and my Sojourn was 20-5 with 10,000 damage. And my tank told me to switch. I stayed on Tracer. We ended up rolling them on offense. Was I impactful? Was I the reason we were winning fights, right? Or was I just along for the ride? Well, first of all, we all have games like this regardless where your stat line doesn't necessarily show the impact, which is why sometimes the stats can't tell the whole story. Sometimes you can get something from it, but anyway, here we go. All right, so far, like, right away, one thing I can already say to you is you're playing Tracer and you're not setting up for, like, any flanks or anything, so, like, let's just talk about it. If you're Cassidy or Soldier or Torb, etc., it makes sense to play here, right? But if you're Tracer, you need to kind of already start doing a little bit of backline pressure. It can be as simple as just playing Coast, right? There's a health pack here for you. Start, you know, doing some pop shots, things like that. Taking away, like, isolated, like, 1v1s down this way. You know, just little things like that are going to keep you more involved. Before, like, and don't worry, like, if you get killed by a Mei right here, right away, you're going to be fine on Tracer in that situation. Especially in this rank, players are going to probably take a little bit more time to get to the point. And even in top 500 games, you get the first kill that quickly in, like, no one's going to, like, it's not going to impact what the team fight's going to be, like, most of the time. So, like, they're not going to, like, just all run to point and get the point right away. I guess they could, but as Tracer, you'll be fine. This is a unique team fight. Once again, you shouldn't even be getting hit by the right click on Hazard. You should be able to use your movement to kind of get away there. So right now, so far, you haven't set up properly. That's step number one, which is more just setting up for, like I said, those, like, the backline pressure, flank, side shots, etc. Number two, you're not really using your movement correctly. You're using it to kind of, like, you're not really using it to outplay. You're almost outplaying yourself. So find a little bit cleaner movement on Tracer. Takes time, but having good movement on Tracer is gonna go a long way. I can tell you that much. Now, for example, you'd want to, like, right now, yeah, you're playing like Cassidy or like Soldier. You're playing basically anything but Tracer. A little bit. I'm okay with you doing this. Much better use of movement there, by the way. Much better use of movement. Rank Plat. Okay. Okay. Well, and you said you've been working on your Tracer and you're getting better. One thing I'm noticing here, and I don't know if you're noticing it too, is you're kind of just blinking around and using your blinks when you shouldn't use your blinks. Like I saw an example over here where when you blinked away from the Hazard, you then blinked immediately back when, like, all you needed to do was walk like 5 feet and you're in effective range. You don't need to waste your blinks. So you don't want to, like, waste your blinks. So your blinks are like a huge part of your resource. The way that I always see it with your Tracer is always make it so you have a blink. Like, it's always frustrating playing against a Tracer who always seems to have cooldowns, right? And if you're gonna, like, you went here and you used 3 blinks to get to here. Like, look at your blinks right now. If I go back to you, you have no blinks. Like, you blinked up to the top of the stairs to basically get out of there. Now, obviously, you're gonna be fine because their team isn't there, but you don't want to get in the habit of that, right? Like, you don't want to get in the habit of that. Still a little side note, by the way. I don't know if anybody else has this. Does it feel like the right-click feedback when you're going up against a Hazard still needs a little bit of work? Like, sometimes I don't know I'm taking the damage from the Hazard. I know that you know you're taking damage, but it's not quite reacting to, like, it's not, I'm not quite seeing it or or know what's happening. And especially if I don't know a Hazard's there, it's even worse on that. Like, you don't know what's happening. So, yeah. I need to turn up the sound ever so slightly, it feels like. But yeah, you would ask the question, like, or, you know, is your Sojourn carrying, or, like, are you getting carried, etc.? I don't think I mean, listen, the only reason why it's feeling that way is because you're not trying to make an impact on the game to begin with. A lot of the time, you're just playing further back. Like, look at the range that you're fighting people at. Look at how you're using your blinks. You're never really setting yourself up to be able to go and make a play. You're constantly on your back foot. It's almost like you're afraid to play Tracer, like the way that... Here you go. I like this. This is good. This is more like it, right? Putting on some backline pressure. You know, things like this is really good. This is what I wanted to see out of you, right? This is doing more than you think it is. Like you've seen both those supports on, like, for example, those supports didn't look at their team for about 4 seconds. Now your team didn't capitalize on it, right? Which is obviously like a part of the problem there. But if we look at the overall picture in that situation, the positive note is that they're not looking at their team. So if you get their supports looking away from their team for 4 to 5 seconds, a lot of the time it's going to go in your favor where your teammates pick up a kill because no one's healing them. So that's why I want to see more backline pressure, not where you default back to like your team and just play like you're playing Cassidy. Been marking the hazard? Yeah, it's okay to like pop shot the hazard, that's fine. But like, if your whole gameplay loop is just standing behind your Orisa, then you're not playing Tracer the way you want to play Tracer. Like, you go for this Bastion. Yes, there you go. Yep. But now you're playing Sniper Tracer again. I'm fine with this. Good rotation. Make more of this, by the way. More of this. Back away. There you go. More of that is very key to playing Tracer. Yep. There you go. One thing I will say, you have this, and some Tracer players will agree or disagree with it. You have this, like, play style of... Oh, what's a way to explain it? You have a play style of... So I started blasting. So when you do these flanks, don't be afraid to get a little bit more closer on them. So your initial burst is a bit more impactful. Right now, it's not as impactful when you're doing it. You're just, like, looking at them. Nice stick, by the way, in the Mercy. That was good. Basically you're shooting them for like 12 damage when you could probably be doing about 50 or 60 damage off your initial like play. And then if that's when they overreact more, right? You get pop shot by a Tracer, you're like, okay, I gotta deal with this problem that you're seeing right there, right? But if a Tracer gets up to you and takes away half your HP, your reactions are gonna be a lot different. So you outplayed yourself in this situation, by the way. That was you using all your cooldowns at once and then trying to survive against the Bastion. You have two options there. You manage your blinks a little bit better and have the Bastion to have to think a little bit more about what you're going to do, or you just get out of there. Those are your two options. Instead, you use all your cooldowns at once and still committed to the fight. It's okay to reset sometimes as Tracer, by the way. Like, you don't need to take the ego duel the whole time. You can be like, okay, I don't have the cooldown assist. It's okay to reset. I wouldn't worry about that. It's okay. You suck at Tracer, so you don't know how to manage cooldowns? What hero do you play a lot of? And I'll give you an example of what you're doing on Tracer and like what the equivalent would be. Like, what's a hero you play a ton on? See, like this is the right idea, but once again, you're not really. You're just doing. Look at the damage you did to the Bastion. Now, obviously, the Bastion has a little bit of armor, so hit scan struggles against armor more. So once again, target priority. Like, maybe you wait till the Bastion, you know, lose a little bit of armor. Like, maybe do early pressure. Like, little things like that. But you give away your spots too much because you shoot from range. You said Sojourn? Okay, okay, Sojourn. Equivalent of misusing your cooldowns on Sojourn. Okay, you use your disengage tool on Sojourn all the time, being really aggressive. Like, you just use it all the time on cooldown without thinking about how you're going to use it as an escape tool. Like, you're always gonna want the Sojourn like slide to disengage, right? So your thought process when playing Sojourn is, okay, I need this as a disengage tool or an aggressive tool to be able to get a kill, right? That's what you use it for. So with Tracer, think about that. You have three Sojourn slides, right? So as Tracer, you need to think about, okay, I need this to engage, right? I need this to engage. I need this to disengage, and I need this to make a play. Right? To be able to do something. Or to just like, to kind of like outplay them. So if you spam your blinks too much, then you're not going to have that opportunity. So think of it as like it's more along the lines of you need to think about, as long as you don't end up having 10-second cooldown right in front of them with no blinks, you're going to be playing Tracer pretty well. But a lot of players will overcommit their blinks, recall, and now you have 10 seconds of like nothing, right? You have like a blink, but you're always on your back foot. So that's how you get better at Tracer, but it just takes time. But like, you don't want, like, for the player we're watching specifically, their problem is that they play range and then they blink away really fast, right? And then like that's it. Like that's their, like this is not. You're playing Sniper Tracer because you're afraid to get picked off early, But the truth is, if you want to be an effective Tracer player, you need to learn how to be, like, mid-range Tracer more consistently. Like, because you're giving away your spots way too much, in my opinion. This is going to be a good pulse bomb if you hit it. Well, you know, I've been there too. Like, you see how even, like, at that range, you're more effective against the Life Weaver than when you're, like... Like, I don't think you realize some of the damage you're doing. Like, you're not doing that is. You need to get closer. I mean, the truth is that you're playing scared on Tracer. So, like, let me point this out here. So, like, from a value point of view, right? Yeah, you get some value out of distracting them, right? But the question they had was, hey, I'm 7-3 with 5,000 damage. Am I just along for the ride in this game, or am I not being effective? What can I do better, etc. And that's the problem we're talking about here, right? Like, do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, you're being good at distracting them, but at a certain point, this Tracer player, when they look away, doesn't blink in and go for the kill, right? They just sit there and shoot him for 5 damage. So eventually, what the other team's doing is they're going, why am I even going to waste my time with this Tracer? Because there's no point. You know what I mean? Like, it's, yes, you can be a distraction for a while, but the good Tracers are going to go, okay, now they're not looking at me. I'm going in on one blink, boom, Life Weaver, 75% HP gone right away, right? What I'm seeing is, okay, I'm shooting at the hazard. I've taken away 1 armor, and now I'm going to sit here and do nothing, right? So the distraction part is good. Yes, now it's the next step. It goes back to the thing we've talked about. You got to be a playmaker sometimes, right? And I know it can suck sometimes, like when you get picked off first, but you're also going to learn by going for these plays how to do that. You're never going to learn, like, what's a good play or a bad play if you're not going for plays, right? So that's what that, you know, it's the playing scared thing. And we've all been there. I mean, I've been there, right? You know, like, it happens. It just, that's how you get better. And it doesn't have to happen overnight either. But you definitely need to give yourself, even there, like, look at, I want to point something out, right? I want everybody to see what just happened there. You blinked into a Life Weaver, you missed your pulse bomb. Whatever, is what it is. But then you shot at Life Weaver's ankles at close range. Look at the HP, right? So I've watched you play Cassidy or Soldier 76 Tracer. I've watched you hit every shot, and you'll take away maybe one little small square of their HP. But now you get mid-range or close range to them, you shoot at their ankles, and you've already taken off half their HP. You see why I'm saying you're missing out on so much damage? Like, do you see that? That's why I'm trying to get you to be more up in their face, and then work on, like, the timings. Like, see how that changed? Like, how you're, right away, you finally get close to them, and it's not even like you're headshotting the Life Weaver. You just straight up take away half their HP just like that because you're in an effective range. See? Now look at this. Life Weaver can't even help the team. Mercy dies because of that. You have a Life Weaver at half HP. And there you go. Played to live, survived, didn't go for the kill. I'm okay with that still. I mean, obviously, like, you know, you look at the team fight, you go, you should have went for the Life Weaver. You could argue that. But at the same time, it's like, is that the correct play at the time? I don't know. So. But anyway. 79 HP against a Bastion looking at you. I don't know if you get the Life Weaver kill. Plus with Tree, it's hard to say. I think you made an okay decision there. I hope that's helpful. Like, it's an okay decision. Okay, underneath. You're blinking past. That's fine. The setup. Perfect. Good setup. Good. You went in. You got aggressive. You put pressure on their Juno. The Juno doesn't pay attention. You get out. This is what I'm talking about. More aggressive. The Torb is chasing you around the map. This is good. So you took away 2. You put pressure. You put enough damage pressure. And now you win a team fight. Clean. Easy. Clean. Perfect gameplay. I love that. Now get out of here. Just blink away. Left side. Health back. You're good. Is it good to say pulse for Tree? Can I be honest with you? When it comes to killing Life Weaver Tree, if you get confirmation from your teammates that they're willing to help you kill Life Weaver Tree, I'm okay with that. But honestly, most of the time, I try to get my teammates to shoot the tree. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to do that. Good luck. And I sit there, and I just spend the whole time doing nothing, so I don't even kill the Life Weaver Tree. So the answer to that is, if your teammates are willing to kill it, then yes. Oh, when the tree is up. Okay, depends on the hero you're sticking and how much damage you've done before. So yes and no. Situational. You stayed there for too long. A little bit of a side note on this one. When you get in close corridors with Tracer in this situation, so this is going to save you on like the playmaking part. First part is the playmaking part. You get up there, you get aggressive. But when you get in a small hallway and you see like 2 or 3 heroes, that's when you want to disappear for a second. And keep in mind, you have different paths now. So like, let me show you something cool about new Nambani here. So normally this would be the route you'd have to take to deal with this. Now you can just do this. Look at, see? So like in reality, why even waste your time going up these small hallways here when you can just go up these back stairs? Look at this. Now you have full access and way more room to work with. So I like the idea of going for the play there, but if you ever get into a situation like that and they're that close and they look at you, that's when you go play hide and seek and then you come back. But you also have this now. Let me look at this. You could literally pop shot from here and be annoying. You can go right here. Like this would be a nice effective medium range, like around here. And then you can always go back here, see?
Can't keep me away.
Ooh, okay. Just remember the other stairwell. Right idea, though. This is good. There you go. You disappeared for a second. Good reaction. That was a good adjustment, by the way. You recognized what happened last time, and you made a good, like, mid-game adjustment. That was good. Like, basically, you recognized that you got rolled there last time, staying there for too long, so you did. There you go. Much better. This is right. This is good. Obviously, a little bit, once again, it's okay to get a little bit closer to that Life Weaver, and you can take more time to set up. You don't have to start blasting right away. I would have went the... actually, no, this is fine. I keep forgetting this back left hall works, too. I would have said I wouldn't want the stairs, but... Yeah, this is fine. Good pathing. Good job. Now go for the Bastion. Nice, you got close to him. Life Weaver next. Chase the Life Weaver. Yep, you're at good range now. Nice job. Getting out to survive. Could have even went further if you wanted to there, but that's okay. And there you go. Nice. You've been much more active on attack, by the way. You said, oh, why did I do so good on attack, but like not on defense? You're doing more setup time. Are you ready for this? And this is advice I give sometimes to players. Are you ready? You ready for this one? You can play Tracer the same way on attack and defense. Actually, you can play any hero the same way on attack and defense. You can do the same setups. You can do the same stuff. A lot of players get really afraid of doing that because of the objective. But a lot of the time, you can play aggressive still. You can go for backline pressure. You can take map control. You can do all of that.
Nice work, team.
Yep, I did see the matchup at the start of that one, too. We'll watch after this one. It's almost done. So, much better. That's why it's been a much better round for you. Is like, you're being a bit more of a distraction. You're getting closer. Right now, just blink out. There you go. You don't need to do the third blink, by the way. I think one thing you need to learn, just a little side note here, learn how many blinks you need to escape. Sometimes you're over blinking to escape, and you're actually wasting one blink, which can go a long way in, like, Tracer's, I don't know if blink economy is the way to explain it, but nice stick. I can see that. Nice. Good job. Now just wait a second. Remember, they do have Soldier. There you go. Nice. And then Juno, you're in a nice, effective range. Get aggressive on Hazard. Watch out for the right click so you don't get damage from it, and you're good. Stay on the cart while this is happening. There you go. Much better attack. And it's because you're playing the hero the correct way. Nice. I mean, much better, wonderful gameplay. That's where I'm at with that one. See what your other attack looks like here. Which, based off how much time left in the game, it's probably not going to be too long. But anyway, worth watching.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A. Join me.
Group up here.
Wait for it. Good start by Orisa. You don't have to go on the Hazard. Stop being on the Hazard so much. Hazard has too much survivability right now to just be spending your time on the Hazard. This is more like it, yes. Wait a second, though. Yeah, I'm going to give you this one, but... you know what? Heck it. You went for a play. I'm going to give it to you. Sometimes that team fight won't always go in your favor there because they saw you use Blink. So just be careful of and wary of that sometimes. But yeah, I mean, listen. We had some good moments. You had some bad moments on Tracer. We're just going to leave it here. I would say, you know, actually, we'll give you the limit too. Okay. So for future reference, like what you need to start doing, better blink management. Once again, always leave a blink for yourself so that way you have any play you can make, whether it's aggressive, disengaging, okay? Stop using your cooldowns right in front of them so they can see you where you are in your recall. That will get you killed, especially as you climb more. And of course, like, be more of a playmaker. Let's get into the backline more. Let's get a little bit closer to the enemies. Let's not like see a life weaver and then start shooting at them from 50 meters away to shoot them for 4 damage. Let's get some more setup time. You do that, you're gonna feel more effective. Like that score line will go from 7-3 to 20-3 because you're actually able to get a kill. You're actually able to pressure them to get kills. Another thing too, right, is you can pressure them to get kills, but like you also can help your teammates get kills. So if you're just sitting there on a life weaver and you're doing 5 damage to them, your teammates can't follow up on that. But if you get a life weaver and you're putting good pressure on them and they're moving towards your team, now your limb count goes up because your teammates can get the kill. You see what I'm saying? So closer, let's get closer. Let's work on that blink management and cooldown management, and let's start to be more of a playmaker. There's gonna be a couple times you go over to be a playmaker and they one-shot you. It's gonna happen. But that's how you learn when you can go in, when you can't, what heroes you're strong against. Right now, your sniper playstyle is gonna get you those score lines of 7-3, where it feels like you're doing nothing. Were you effective this game? Yeah. But could you have done a lot more, especially in a game that you end up stomping? Absolutely. So clean that up, start to do more of that, and I think you'll be in a good spot. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you liked the video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. That's where my Discord is. That's where we have all the stuff you can submit. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. Also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.